So we had a question come in on the spirit of prophecy. And of course, a lot of the things that we're doing, that we're talking about, have to do with prophecy. The gospel is a prophecy, isn't it? It's a prophecy in the Old Testament, the first 4,000 years. It was a prophecy, all the renewing in Isaiah, Jeremiah, and a lot of the prophets, they talked about a kingdom that would come. And then New Testament comes along, the days of Yeshua. When he came to dwell amongst us, he showed us what we're going to be like, those that are going to be a part of the kingdom. And he died. He died that death that we deserved so that we could have that life that he actually deserved, and we would have eternal life through his sacrifice that he made. So the whole 4,000 years was prophetic, as it were, until Yeshua came. Then he gave some more prophecies in the book of Revelation that put some more icing on that prophetic cake, if you will, and made it look even better when we got to the book of Revelation. And once we understand the book of Revelation, the Revelation is a lot of good news as well, and that's just what the gospel is. So we're going to be looking a little more at the book of Revelation. But before we do that, we had a question come in, and if I can just remember clearly what the question was you talk a lot about the spirit of prophecy. What or who is the spirit of prophecy? And I found that to be a very interesting question, because there seems to be some confusion of what or who the spirit of prophecy is. The spirit of prophecy actually is the spirit of truth. Yeshua said himself, he said, when he, the Spirit, comes, he will guide you into all truth and show you things to come. That's prophecy. So the spirit of prophecy is that comforter that was to come, which I believe to be the spirit of Yeshua. It says in the book of Revelation, right in the beginning of the book of Revelation, it says that Yeshua gave something to John, and it was called the testimony of Yeshua. He gave the testimony of Yeshua to John. There was an angel go-between. So it went from the Father, verses 1 through 3 in Revelation chapter 1. Says that God gave this message to Yeshua, who gave it to his angel, who gave it to John, and John was to give it to the churches. So we are part of the churches. So we have this gift. It's called the testimony of Yeshua. We read in Revelation, we see that again in chapter 14, later on the end of chapter 14. It says that they keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yeshua. Chapter 19, verse 10, I believe there's a prophet that appears in front of John that he says, the prophet says, and it's a prophet that was in heaven. So that's an interesting concept. We're going to be looking at some of those ideas in this study. But this prophet says to John that the testimony of Yeshua is the spirit of prophecy. So there's a gift given to the church, given to the last day church. It's called the gift of prophecy. And it's given through the spirit of prophecy, which is the testimony of Yeshua, which is the word of Yeshua, which is Yeshua himself giving his testimony to the church, which is through the spirit of prophecy, being Yeshua himself.